All right. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Blockchain Game Alliance, where everything is about blockchain gaming and not just games itself. We got some new members here today. At the Blockchain Game Alliance, we always have something new for you folks. And for those people watching right now, they're just piling in. Just coming in right now. We're still waiting. Yeah, we're super excited. So we have two new members here today. We have Shahab Ganji. He's the Chief Marketing and Communications Officer from Ludo. Of course, we have Torstein Finn, the founder and chairman of Coinsecurity. So before we start, folks, welcome to the Blockchain Game Alliance. How are you feeling today?
Good, always good.
Very good, very good. Glad to be here.
Awesome. So at the Blockchain Game Alliance, we advocate blockchain gaming, and we're super excited to have you on board. But before that, let's get into the details. Let me just pull up my sheet here real quick, so I can properly give the information. Just one sec. All right. So first up, we have first project joining the Blockchain Game Alliance is Ludo. So Shahab, can you tell us a bit more about yourself and what Ludo does and what the company's visions and missions are? Could you tell the viewers, they're piling up right now, we're sitting at 12. Could you tell us what Ludo is and what's the project all about?
So are we going to do it in the presentation? You want me just to give you the answer the presentation? Okay, good, perfect. So since we have the presentation, so Ludo is the reputation-driven Web3 discovery engine. So what we're basically building, so not the typical VGA member, but you will see how everything comes together, especially for the gaming, but also for the whole Web3. So what we're planning on, what we've been building the last 4 years is basically a reputation algorithm that has the goal to give gated access for those with high reputation that they build on chain, but also keep away those bad players and the bots from the space, and also give opportunities to those who are worth it. Next, please. So we are basically building kind of the Google of the Web. Please, can you change the slide? Thank you. So we're building something like the Google of the Web3 space. When I say this is, when we look at Google, what they've done, they've basically taken the whole chaos of the Web 2 and they built an algorithm, the Google PageRank, which then brought a structured indexing into the Web 2 space. And that's exactly what we are doing. And we are building a trust and reputation layer. And with this, we'll be able to help to discover Web3 opportunities. And what we are building as the equivalent to Google PageRank is LudoRank, which is the decentralized reputation. Next slide. Here in this slide, what's very important is basically the right one. When we look at those graphics, we see three entities. We have the users, we have the assets, and we have the project. So a user is normally a wallet address, and a user basically holds assets, is fungible, non-fungible tokens, and they have a history of interaction, they have interest, and they have on-chain tracking. And basically, very simply said, their wealth is playing a big role into their reputation. It's not everything, but a major role of it. But we have A3 metrics and above. Then a project has assets, and assets are held by users. So when we look on the asset level, when an asset is held, let's say an NFT collection has like 10,000 users, and all those users are not holding any other assets but this NFT, is very suspicious. That means most likely we're dealing with bots. And that's where the users that have zero reputation spill over to the asset. The asset has no reputation, the project has no reputation. But when we play this the other way around and say the users are high reputational users, they hold very high reputational projects, high reputational assets, are wealthy in the wallet, and have interacted nicely on the blockchain and not malicious, those have a high Ludo rank, which then spills over to the asset level. These are high reputational assets, and the projects get high reputation. So there's an ongoing feedback loop, which then defines the reputation of those three entities, and this is happening in real time. So that's basically Ludo rank is, in a score, that's how we calculate the reputation on chain. Next slide, please. On top of the Ludo rank, now that this is the base layer, we're building a matching engine. In the matching engine, now that we have a lot of intel about the user base, we can match projects and their opportunities with users, knowing what their interests are, knowing the reputation level, the engagement level. When there's opportunities provided by projects, they have different interests. One of them can be when they airdrop, they don't want to airdrop it to bots. That's very easy for us because we know who is real and not, and we can gate them. We can protect from any malicious attacks from the site, but also go very deep into the users. We can go gaming, we can do DeFi. All of this is possible through this matching engine, and a real use case I will show a little bit later. So what we're going to talk about today is our token farming event, Ludo Boost Camps, which Ludo Boost Camps starting this Monday, the 27th of October. Next slide. Which we're building to give all the different entities an opportunity to go. So one side is the community, and the community can become either educator or an ambassador. To become an educator is very simple. They just log in with the wallet address, and then they just need to connect some of the socials. And then basically from then on, they'll earn XP. And Ludo XP will be convertible into Ludo tokens, the TG. So basically they're farming XP. And they'll get paid for the XP every time they bring a new user into the system. And this isn't a classical referral system as such, where you send a link and then they follow it. That we have to, but it's more like a 360-degree implemented into affiliates into our entire system, which means every link that can be generated, and we have many places where you can just share something, will always inherit the information of that user. So if they share an opportunity, if they share a project page, no matter what they share, as soon as somebody follows that link and then logs into Ludo, they become basically, for us, they consider a new user, and that user who referred them will get XP. We pay up to $150 based on the quality of the user. The 150, and just to be very real, is obviously the biggest rate. Yeah, somebody who has a really, really high reputation. But those people are very interesting because of the project, obviously, that would give those high reputational users, who would give them VIP access. They would give them a lot of free stuff if they knew these are people of high quality in the Web3 space. So the educators will be able to earn with us Ludo XP and farm the token by bringing us very simple new users, and there will be many ways in which they will figure out during the Boost Camp. Now the ambassadors are just one level higher. They can be upgraded to this position, and these are people that have following in social media, basically influencers, KOLs. What these people can do on top is very interesting. They can get part of our revenue share model. And they will be earning their Ludo XP, but they'll be also earning credits to participate in the system that we're building, which we'll also explain in a second. Next slide. So now that I explained the Ludo rank, let me explain what we're building on top of this. So I think you went 2 slides, or you have to go one back. Oh, it's okay, good. Sorry. So the next slide, please. So in this one here, we're building something, but I think the slide is missing in the presentation, but I'll just explain. The Ludo Trends that we have built is giving deep insight into projects. So we're basically building a decentralized coin market cap. And we have a lot of different metrics, obviously. But the interesting thing is that we're doing this with early stage tokens. The projects that are just basically minted now, normally you wouldn't have much intel on that. But how can we give intel on a project that is minted very freshly is the user. Because if there's a project that has been minted a week ago, and we are keeping track on the historical data, now the user base will say a lot about the project. We can see if we have smart money moving, we see money moving. We can see if there are high reputational users. It's very interesting to see sometimes that the project is capable to attract high reputational users at the very moment. Those projects oftentimes do pretty well, not necessarily all the time, but it's giving some indications about that. And with us doing this, we're tapping into an area where there's a lot of people very interested into getting the data about projects that normally do not have any historical data. Obviously, when we speak about projects, there's an insane amount of projects being minted and created every block. It's so many, so at this stage, it's very difficult. I think it's going to cost millions to just track all of those projects. So how we're solving this? We're going and we're creating a revenue share model where we'll show the historical data on all projects that are of interest. So an ambassador, so that's the second slide, the one before disappeared somehow. Now the ambassadors will be able to become a project page owner. How they do it? They activate it, they become a project page owner, and only one ambassador can that be at a time. Now every time a subscriber subscribes to alerts because they want to know if there any movement happens with the project of their interest, they have to pay a monthly fee. From this fee, the ambassador will get a revenue share. So they only need to hit break even at a certain point, having a certain amount of subscribers. From then on, they never have to pay for the maintenance of that site anymore. So they basically become a publisher of the page, collect some subscribers, and from then on, they will earn residual income with Ludo until this project isn't of interest anymore and there's not enough subscribers. But if things go well, they'll be earning with us for a very, very long time. And that's basically also our business model that we're building, which goes beyond the Ludo Bootcamp later. So they'll be earning with us after the token launch, when the real money kicks in, when people pay with credit cards or stable coins, they'll be still continuing to earning that. And right now in the Ludo Bootcamp, because we know it's a new concept, this revenue share, we're not expecting the ambassadors to pay money out of their own pocket. They can earn the money with us basically as influencers and KOL. They use their reach to earn the credits with us. We pay them the credits, they can activate this, and then they will earn every time somebody subscribes to the project page, but also they will earn every time they send who doesn't subscribe but just becomes a new user. Next slide, please. So we have very deep information like the metrics like liquidity, price, holders, volume, market cap, social following, and geolocation. And that's the thing that I think is very interesting for people when they come and use it, because they will see that there's so many interesting data, and they can also set the filters by themselves. So I think that whoever is a gamer out there is also, everybody deep down is also a trader in Web3, because there's nobody in the Web3 space that's only holding one project, obviously. We all do trade, and we can get this information on all those different projects. Next slide, please. So now that we have a Catalyst, the system where we get all the users. And I didn't mention, I should mention that. We have a pre-selected 60,000 traders and KOLs, basically follow influencers, which wallet addresses we have on the one side, but also their Twitter account, and we've reached out to them and we're onboarding those. That's on the side of everybody else that can become an educator and an ambassador. So what we're doing now is, since the people are in the system and you can get the intel on the Ludo trends, we're also connecting them with the opportunities from the matching engine I mentioned at the beginning. So projects will be able to gate those information, the opportunities they have to certain kind of interest. They can either rank it by the reputation of the user, they can do it geolocation based, they can do it on so many different things. They can also say, I just want this to be offered to gamers. I want this to be offered only to people that are engaging with these different projects. So there's a lot of possibilities how we can fine tune, how we show opportunities to the right person that is supposed to see it. And this is the opportunity that we are also offering VGA members, but also other projects that think they are interesting enough to see to reach a specific target audience. They can come and apply their project to us, or the opportunity they want to offer. And the offer, when we like the offer, obviously, we are not only going to implement the opportunity in our system, but also we're going to use the network of ambassadors that we're building to go and advertise for the project. because obviously is a win-win situation that we're creating. But very important here is that the opportunities that we're taking on board are like exceptional opportunities. So we're offering things that are such a no-brainer, so good in quality that the users really want to have them. Well, we can gate it because we are not offering it to every kind of users. If the project doesn't want it, we can tell them that there needs to be certain qualifications. So we make a match made in heaven, basically. Next slide. So that's basically Ludo, a reputation system for the Web3. And we have the Ludo Bootcamp, which builds the ecosystem on top where users can become educators or ambassadors to earn with us in the token farming system. And projects can become Ludo opportunity partners. And here are the two links. So to become an educator and ambassador is very simple. You can go on ludo.com, scroll a little bit lower, and then you will see the affiliate program, and then just click on apply, or you just put in the whole link here, and it will just bring you there. It's very simple. It just give you data, and the only reason why we want the people to do this step is because everybody who's doing it over this, where they're gonna get a team member from Ludo guiding them through all the steps. So they get a VIP service, so we make sure that they understand everything, and we guide them and help them, so they'll be fully understanding how our XP system works and how they can earn with us. And the second is the opportunity partner for all the BGA members that would like to go in partnership with us and offer opportunities during the boost camp and get a reach, get more exposure, but also get pre-qualified users. They just on our website on ludo.com/LBC. There will be also a very short form. They just fill it out, and then we'll reach out to them. That's basically it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shahab. This is the kind of projects, you don't regularly see in Web3. This is definitely next level marketing. I've seen stuff like this before in Web2, but not so much in Web3. So I have a couple of questions. For the almost 40 viewers watching right now at the BGA, maybe one of them is let's say a project or maybe some devs. How easy is it, to integrate or maybe even launch their project onto Ludo for these pre-selected ambassadors?
So you're speaking of two elements, because the ambassadors are users. Okay, these are normal users with us that use their social media following. For them, it's very easy because once they give in their data, we'll reach out to them on Telegram, and then we'll explain them everything. So there'll be 2 or 3 team members making sure they understand everything. So for them, it's super easy. As easy for the projects. So when the projects apply, the first thing we do is also create a Telegram group, chat with them, and figure out that what they do is a perfect fit. And then technologically, it's also super easy because we do the implementation on our side. We just get the information that they want us to have and a display there, and then there'll be a connection from us to them. We send them the users. And very important also, I should mention this, is that we do this free of charge. So every project that is becoming an opportunity partner, they'll get the user acquisition for free.
That's amazing. It's free of charge, so anyone can basically just list their project onto Ludo, and you just create a Telegram and just advise them on which ones you recommend. Is that correct?
Exactly. Yes. Absolutely.
That's amazing. Okay, just another question. How about for those DGen users? How about gamers or maybe even crypto bros watching right now? I've seen this problem with Kaito before. The SocialPi platform. Isn't the most users or the most reach gonna outperform the newer ones, or is it like a fair play where even if you have the most followers but you don't have the best quality output per se in terms of the education stuff, how does that work basically?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and we really thought about this. So we do it 100, so as fair as we think it's possible, because we're tracking the user referral very, like I said, in 360 degrees. We're tracking it in every part. So when they send us a user, let's say there's an opportunity from Torsten, okay, and he puts this opportunity out there, and we and somebody likes it, and just a normal user who became an educator, and he goes and says share opportunity. This link will inherit his ID in there. So he shares this link saying, hey, I really love the project from Torsten, and then puts it on his Twitter account. And somebody comes and click on that link and becomes a user. This educator who shared the opportunity of Torsten will get Ludo XP. So they'll earn the XP and therefore farm the tokens. And there's no limit how much they can earn it, because for us, the new user is valuable. and whoever brings it to us, they'll get paid for it. The ambassadors on the other side, we do a check on them and see. We also have like a metrics and an AI agent that calculates the bot quality, and we'll pay them. We'll come to an agreement on the net followers they have, and they'll get paid for it, and we pay for that regardless of the outcome. And then when the outcome is nice, we'll continue working with those influencers and ambassadors. But everybody will be paid what we agreed on, and for the XP, there is no limitation. Nobody can front run nobody unless they are like super active and bringing a lot of users into the system.
That makes sense. Totally makes sense. Okay, so I think that's it. I'm all out of questions. So we have a bunch of viewers watching right now. So thank you so much for being here, Mercy Crypto. We're also glad that you are watching our live. So, anyways, thank you so much, Shahab. We are very interested for those people who are wanting to list their projects onto Ludo. I'll just share the links here. Be sure to check out ludo.com. Again, it's free of charge, folks. It's free of charge. It won't cost you a dime. So be sure to check it out and be sure to contact again Shahab as well. So it might be good to leave your what do you call this one details as well, Shahab, if that's okay, in case if you want to reach out as well.
Shahab_social is my Telegram.
Shahab underscore. I'll just type it in, or I'll just check it out real quick. Just give me a sec. I got it. Or just reach out to Shahab_social on TG in case if you have any questions or if you're interested in this new project. And I think that's it. Very cool. You don't see a lot of stuff like this, especially in Web3 marketing, because this is a very rare moment. I've seen a lot of these in Web2, so it's just nice to see the Web3 marketing is actually moving as well in that direction. It removes a lot of the guesswork that the traditional marketing does. You don't have to think who's the best partner for this. You don't have to vet. I think it's really cool in my opinion. So moving on, next we have Thorstein Finn or Thorstein. I don't know if I'm butchering that correctly. I apologize. So welcome to the Blockchain Game Alliance. We're super excited to have you here. Can you tell us a bit more about yourself and what you do at Cointegrity?
Will do. Thank you first for the invitation to BJ. A very interesting introduction shot to the Ludo project. It's a sign that the Web3 space is maturing. It's very good. For Cointegrity's part, maybe we can have the presentation up and running as well. Thank you. So Cointegrity is a rather new company. We like to look at ourselves as enablers in the Web3 space. So we have partly coming from gaming, partly coming from regulation. So I'll go through. We also have a product that we're launching. So we're looking for test clients. That's also part of why we're here. So we can go to the next slide. So our main focus is compliant growth. It has been a bit of a Wild West. I think compliance is coming in. We do not do a running compliance, but we do ensure that Web3 projects are being set up compliantly and growing compliantly. Our main focus is then the bridge between gaming or Web3, especially Web3 gaming, regulation, AI, and DeFi. That intersection and enabling a secure growth. We're also working with Web2 companies coming into Web3 and helping Web3 projects scale compliantly. And there is, or there has been, a regulatory gap within the Web3 space, maybe specifically in the gaming industry for token-based games, blockchain-based games. It's coming into MiCA now. We've tried to ask around both governments, larger gaming studios, everything. How many companies are we talking about? And nobody has an answer, and nobody really has a focus on this. But we see this with VASPs now. Governments are hitting them hard. and I think the next ones around are gaming industries and so on, working in this space. So I think the timing is important to look at your compliance. So what we're doing then is providing tools to structure the compliance or the regulatory process. Yes, next slides, please. So this is our founding team. We're currently 5 people, and more than half of it is consisting of gamers. You can try to guess who, and hint, I'm not really a gamer, but I think it's a good mix coming from the regulatory side and the compliance side, and then working together with the more gaming side. Also they've been working with launch pads, launching companies, bringing companies all the way from start to listing. So we have a broad scope of focus and expertise. Next slide, please. What maybe differentiates us from others that only works in Web3? We'll also work closely with the regulatory bodies. We work with Europol, Interpol, United Nations, OSCE, and actually working with tax questions, for instance, within Web3 and blockchain economy, teaching them how this is to be done and so on. And also then bringing in the gaming industry and so on. But we work very broadly with larger players. Yeah, I think this is our edge. We work at a high level on a broader field. Okay, next slide, please. So what's the issue we're addressing today? And that is mainly the MiCA coming in, and as I mentioned, it's a lot of focus on VASPs or cryptocurrency exchanges, not so much focus on companies utilizing blockchain technology, which fall under MiCA. For instance, gaming providers that have gamers throughout Europe. We are estimating that this is around 5,000 companies. There are no official numbers anywhere, but that's our estimation. And the legislation is coming into force now. Some countries have this into force already. Most countries have MiCA the ending period of end of this year, and some countries have it by mid next year. Still, most of Europe by mid of next year, all of Europe have implemented the MiCA legislation. To apply for a MiCA license, this is a costly process and a long and costly process, and that's where we come in with a more automated tool. We see also very few companies have actually managed to get their MiCA license. I think out of approximately 5,000 companies, we're up to 63, 64 companies as of now. There's a very low rate. They're of course working with it, but it's a long line with FSA. Also, if you do it manually, this can take up to 6 to 12 months. You're working with lawyers, getting all the paperwork in order. So that's what we try to speed up. Next slide, please. This is more numbers of what we try to do to reduce your cost for the MiCA application, reduce your time or your application time, and automate to be sure that the documents are properly set up, standardizing the documents. That's so what we're setting up. We'll send this out later so you can have a look. What's probably more important is actually looking at the tool. And for that, I'll try to share my screen and go through the product live. Let's see. Too many things open. So this is our tool is mikahub.net. So you come into a welcome screen, you just sign in, and then you have a first assessment, or just getting your data in. I had pre-filled this out, but it disappeared. I'll just write something. Paste that. So what this does is it does a preliminary screening of your page, looks at your documents, looks at your page, and gives you a preliminary assessment of your page. Okay, not working, but it's it gives you a text here, and then probably you don't need a Mika license. So it gives you a score. And then you go into I want to find out more, where there's a questionnaire following all the requirements of the Mika application. This is a free tool anyone can use. You can log into mikahub.net and go through this. So it asks you if you have a dedicated token or not. Perhaps I do. So what type of token do I have? Maybe it's an NFT. Okay, or you change the trend, trading it on an exchange. Maybe it's not listed, but it's on a DeFi platform. Can it be exchanged for crypto, for fiat? Perhaps. So do you have a white paper? Maybe you don't. Do you target, or do you have European clients? Or you target the European area? Okay, if you're a global company, Europe is a natural part of your global reach. Then it asks you if you're a consultancy. No. Do you hold custody of these NFTs? Perhaps you do. And then you just you answer a bunch of questions which are specific to the Mika requirements. I'll just fill out some randomly here. And then you'll get a report, and which states, okay, very high likelihood of needing a Mika license, and also why. And then if some of the things I crossed out, if they collide, you'll be notified that they collide. But you get a full report, detailed report on both that you probably need a license, what that license entails, and so on. And this is it's free tool. And then you can schedule a consultation by us. And what you'll then get is we'll set up a data room for you. I will not go through the whole data room setup, but it's, as I mentioned, a lot of documents that you potentially need to go through. The initial stage here is you need to classify your project, so there's a few more questions that you need to answer. So you start a classification, you go through all the questions, and then you go through, and then it's a dynamic room, so the ones that will apply to you is something that the post that you will see. And for instance, for a white paper, maybe you have a white paper, maybe you don't have a white paper, you can upload an existing white paper and get the gap analysis, and then get potential improvements, what you need to do, and give you guidance, automated guidance through the whole process. Or maybe you don't have a white paper, maybe you just have a description of your product. Then there's an AI tool here that will guide you through best efforts based on the information you have. Or you have a white paper, but you need to or you could do several iterations. So you do iterations here. And it's the same with all the documents that you need to share. I think my time is up, but let's see. I'll go back to the meeting there. Yes. So maybe not typical VGA client, but I think we can help a lot of companies out there, and we're looking for pilot clients. This is we're almost finished, but we need some feedback and some potential companies looking to see if they need a Mika license, and if they do, to look at our tool and see if that's helpful. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Thorstein. Amazing. You know what? Based from my experience, when launching a game, at least we got. I mean, we got hit several times with legal papers, and for my team, it was just so messy and time consuming that
It is.
I really wanna rip my hairs off just trying to complete all of the documents. I kid you not, we were able to finish it thanks to the team, like around maybe 3 or maybe even 4 months just to get the initial stuff up, just to get the things running. So I understand, it's not your typical BGA member project, but it is actually important for those very specific niches, because I believe that regulation in crypto is needed while still performing the what do you call this one, the power of decentralization. It's very important as well, for transparency, because in crypto everything is about trust. If people don't trust you, then your project's basically dead. So I do have a few questions myself regarding about
Perfect.
coin security. So question number one, you mentioned about the Web3 consulting process. Can you tell me what's included there aside from the AI tool that's free to use? What's the normal process like whenever they would have book, let's say maybe a call or a meeting with you? What's the process like?
We have a lot of different projects at a lot of different stages. So it may be if you do gaming, you're thinking, okay, I need to, or I would like to utilize blockchain technology, tokenize my assets, and implement this into my game. But maybe I don't know how you structure the tokenomics, or how to work with that, or how to set up the ecosystem properly. That is something we can help with. Or maybe you built the tokenomics, you want to list your tokens, you want to work that angle, so kind of taking it through all the stages. So we have a lot of different projects on different stages, and we don't do marketing. That's one thing we don't do, but and we don't do running compliance of projects. But other than that, we touch pretty much everything.
That's amazing. So you know what? I'm pretty convinced. Yeah, you mentioned the tool is free to use, correct? Like anyone could visit right now if their
Yeah.
project or game needs a license. They can basically just visit. So I'll link that here for those people going 50 viewers watching the new members presentation right now, interested in getting or planning to get a license. I'll share the link here. Just the link. Be sure to check out cointegrity.io. You can check out if you need a license. There is an AI tool that lets you get started. But if you want to take things more seriously, Thorstein and his team will be more than happy to help you. I think it's also important. You already have it. It's on the screen. If you have any questions, their email, the Cointegrity's email is right on the screen. I'll just put it on the comments. So I think it's going to be easier. So you can also send an email or reach out to hello@cointegrity.io. So if you're ever in space, if you want something done that's gonna save you a lot of headache, at least based from my experience, at least, because it was just difficult to launch a project, especially in the US. So yeah, be sure to check out cointegrity.io. Yeah, and I think that's it. So this has been very educational for me as well. It's so happy to see, not just games joining the Blockchain Game Alliance, but of course, other projects as well, such as regulatory frameworks. We have SocialFi right now, and deeply into marketing. So I'm very excited on what Purple Gaming for the rest of the year should be, and of course in the next coming year as well. So yeah, I think that's it. So thank you so much, folks, for being here today. Thank you so much,
Thank you, right?
Shahab, of course, Thorstein, for being here. And as
Thank you very
always,
much.
welcome to the Blockchain Game Alliance. And I'll see you around.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Everyone, bye.
Bye.